Respected dignitaries on the dais, esteemed speakers, industry leaders, valued customers, partners, and colleagues, it is a privilege to be here with you today. I'd like to thank the organizers for providing this platform that brings together stakeholders from across the industry to share perspective, expertise, and future directions, and as you have seen in our last presentations. The heavy manufacturing and logistics industry is at a decisive phase. While we have made significant investment in automation and digitalization, many organizations still face a common challenges converting data into timely, reliable, and actionable actions on the ground. That's the fact for today. Today, the question is no longer where we collect data. The real question is how effectively are we using it to improve safety, productivity, and operational efficiency. At Hind Industec, our journey has always been guided by a single belief: technology must deliver clear business outcomes. Digital systems should not only provide visibility but also enable smarter operations, faster decision making, and sustainable performance improvements. With that, I just wanted to begin my presentation saying that track, trace, and transformations. A lot of speakers have said that it's like mines will come through slurry, or it will come through the rake inside the plant. Then further it will be processed within the plant, and it's like in various formats. Lumps comes inside, converted into the liquid, and then further go to the solid and intermediate products, slab, bloom, billets, and further these things. Logistics is just like finally we are dispatching the material, but the idea here is what we are dispatching. Are we dispatching on time? If we are dispatching on time, do we have the products related? It's like coming from the it's like backward units are coming on time. These things are major challenge. Blast furnace demands something, and it is being delivered something. Are we having the optimized it's like consumption pattern for the coke oven, for the sinter plants, for this? So how are we transporting our various products with respect to the the bulk material, with respect to the liquid material, with respect to the solid materials, intermediate products? How are we doing this? How are we identifying it? That is what here we wanted to present today. Track is the first activity which we wanted to mention, is that real-time monitoring of materials, assets, and process across the production and logistics value chain. As the process starts right from mining, once the material gets loaded onto the rake, then or it is coming through the port, going inside the plant. Further, it's like going to the various units, it's like iron ore, coal, and various units comes in. The demand gets generated by the coke oven, by the blast furnace, by the sinter plant and all. So there is a consumption pattern. AI looks after everything. It generates the demand, it generates the consumption requirement, and it generates the it's like a dispatch movement as well. Having oven identification interlocking system, it's like that is for coke oven. It actually works on it's like how the cokes are made and placed within the yard, and so that it's like whenever is required, we can immediately transport it. We can immediately transfer it to the blast furnace. When we say it will be transported to the blast furnace has got already visibility that what are the raw materials having inside the yard, and accordingly what consumption pattern, how to make the burden mix in such a way that we should get the best quality out of it within the stipulated time and the quality manner. Post, it's like a reduction of solid into the liquid, it's like a torpedo comes into a picture and transports the material between blast furnace to SMS, and within the SMS, again further tracking of a ladle, maintaining of ladle, scanning of ladle, it's like filling height of the ladle, There are various, it's like activities which we are doing within the steel mill shop, and that we just track on a real time basis, on an absolute real time basis. Once material is produced, then it is stacked. It is intermediate product like slab, bloom, billet, and then further gets rolled and going to the yard. And then, it's like we are having finished product, available with us. In this entire journey, we just track everything, it's like on a item by item, kilo by kilo, not by tons. We track on a kilo by kilo. So the accuracy level is very, very high. That is the tracking. So the objective here is ensure continuous visibility of inventory along with the yard movements, and using MES, that is manufacturing execution system, sensors, IoT devices, and automated material handling systems. That is the objective. And benefits what we are getting is the real time visibility of material, their status, and its movement path at any point in time, any point. The second part, what we do is the trace. Focuses on reconstructing the complete historical journey of every material or assets. Anything, it's like gets diverted, then we have to fulfill the order. Now we have to think of, in a different perspective. Today what we are thinking is, we have 2 rakes, within the plant, and so we have to load the material. Why are we not thinking that, these are the materials we have to load, and for that, these many rakes, we should have it. Why rakes are coming and, waiting? Why are we at the end of the day paying the demurrage? We have to change the perspective. And here is the IT, here is the digitization. Now, the moment material gets diverted from the production line, immediately the information should go to the PPC to plan and complete it. You might be having the vessels waiting at the port, and that has to be loaded with the material. At the end of the day, what we do is we compromise with like some materials which has to be dropped at in midway or something like that. Those things are happening. So finally, coming to the transformation, that is optimization. So the next step where captured tracking and tracing data is used to optimize operations, automate decisions, and drive continuous improvement to the plant. Objective is enable intelligent scheduling, yard optimization, predictive insights, and real-time process corrections powered by AI and ML using within MES ecosystems. Benefits what we are getting out of it is convert visibility and traceability into higher throughput, lower NCO, which is most steel owner wants it to be neutralized or maybe to the zero down it. Minimum delays and smarter data-driven operations. So these are the 3 factors we address through our products. So what are the products we are having? There are 2 products we are having at the top. You can see production planning and control system and inventory management system. When we say production planning, it is converted into 3 iron zone, where right from blast furnace until raw material, it covers everything. That is like one solution we are having. Steel zone, where all the liquid state materials are being taken care, that is steel zone. And the hot and cold rolling zone, where all the rolling products we just track on absolute real time basis according to the order, inquiry, and do all these activities. Now when we say inventory management, all sort of inventory we just track on an absolute real time basis using the radar systems. So the entire warehouse is automated and can be tracked on a real time basis. We do not mount anything onto the product. We start tracking the inventory using the radar. The concept remains same for the liquid steel, ladle tracking, scanning, ladle freeboard measurement, and ladle thermal estimation model are the part of liquid steel. Similarly, the torpedo, tracking, scanning, monitoring, and positioning solutions we are giving. For the coke oven, it's like all the machines are tracked, and all the manual operations can be done here into the coke oven. So what productivity we are getting. And finally, it's like going to the raw metal side, bulk metal side, stockpile tracking. wagon loading and unloading, on a real time basis, how much material we have loaded into a wagon. Say the rated capacity is 65 tons, but just because of, the fear, it's like government may charge something, if we load extra, we tend to load 63 tons. So there is idle freight of 2 tons. Likewise, in a year, what is the idle freight? What if we reduce it by 50% straight? That straight goes to your pockets. The demand gets generated by the blast furnace, by the sinter plant, by the coke oven, and by all the units. And how are we tracking? So we just track the conveyor belt on a real time basis, metal movement, silos, bunkers. Also we just track, and the apron monitoring. As the wagon gets unloaded, we track wagon by wagon how much material we have received from any rig. So finally what we wanted to say is material movement visibility is real time. Logistics never fall behind. Thank you. This is what I wanted to